Madlozi yakhuluma nawe idlozi liyavuma Tukasani Dimelang Lisedi. Hello everyone and welcome to the one-on-one sessions with Gogo Musore, and I'm your host Gogo M, giving you guys tips, lessons and teachings on everything spirituality. Okay, so today we are going to be speaking about ghosts. Okay, so this is a very exciting topic for me because I've always been obsessed with ghosts. But the topic is actually ghosts and spirits, but today we're going to be touching on the ghost part more than the spirit part, and we will be moving to the spirit part on our next video. Okay, so what is a ghost actually? Well, in a simple definition, a ghost is an apparition, I think they call it an apparition, of a dead person which can be seen or manifested into the living. There are instances whereby a ghost is haunting a specific place, and reasons being that the person has not yet been able to move on into the light, into the afterlife. Hence, there are people that are, or let me not say people, but yeah, there are people, spirits that are still highly attached to certain places or certain people in this world, and their attachment disables them from being able to cross over. Reasons why these things can be attached to this and this objects or people and whatnot differ from the relationship that they had with these people. They could be attached to a family member, a friend, or someone who caused their death. In a sense, they can be attached to a place whereby they passed on, or a place which held sentimental value to them when they were living. And they can also be attached to an object. This is an object whereby it could be a watch or a necklace or a vase, something like that. And these are things that also held like sentimental values to this person when he or she was alive. There are instances whereby the ghost is someone who had committed suicide, killed themselves, or was killed in a very tragic way. And in those instances, those are ghosts that can actually haunt and attack people and harm people in the process of it. Because initially, okay, for the one that committed suicide, this is someone who in that moment wants to cross over but can't, because of the main fact that this person passed on before their time for passing on and whatnot. Or if for an instance whereby it's someone who was murdered, this is a person who is constantly reliving the murder scene and whatnot. But today we are going to be looking at different types of ghosts. Okay, it's interesting, and yeah. Okay, so the first type of ghost is the interactive ghost. Well, the interactive ghost is the ghost of a deceased person who can be shown to people differently. So meaning what, this ghost doesn't just come in the same way to everybody. This ghost can come to a person or every single individual differently, depending on how he or she wants to be seen by that particular person. That is the first thing. And secondly, they can be very friendly people. Okay, so these are ghosts that in most cases are very friendly, but there are instances where they are very dangerous, and they are dangerous if for example this person passed on in a way that he or she was not supposed to pass on. Okay, but most of the times they are very harmless. Okay, they can interact with the living. That is why they're called interactive ghosts. These are ghosts that can communicate with certain people. If you find a medium, this medium can be able to see these ghosts and speak to these ghosts, maybe find out why this person is still in this realm and why he or she has not yet crossed over and whatnot. And there are instances whereby these ghosts would interact with children a lot, because understand that children are very spiritual beings. They are still at their purest of state, and that allows them to see the paranormal things. And most of the times the interactive ghosts tend to go to these children, tend to communicate or play with children and all those kind of stuff. Number 4, I stated that they may sometimes leave an odor. Okay, this is whereby, let's say for example, your grandfather passed away and your grandfather had a specific brand of cigarette that he smoked. And there are instances whereby his ghost would come and visit, and you'd literally just smell the odor, okay, the smell of the smoke. You literally just smell it, even though there isn't anyone in that room who is smoking. So those ghosts tend to leave a certain fragrance behind to sort of show that they are present. And usually they do this when they are visiting certain people that they are very close to, certain people who understand what this type of fragrance or what this odor means, in a sense, ne? And number 5, most of the time they visit you to give you a message or comfort you. So there are instances whereby these ghosts, as much as they have not crossed over into the spiritual realm, they are there for the people that they love. Let's say, for example, it's your husband who passed away, and you're going through a very hard time. So this person can choose not to cross over into the light, and what he will do is that he will stick around to comfort you, like sort of like be there for you spiritually, so to allow you to move on from the tragic experience or the loss that you have experienced. And also they're there to give you messages. So let's say, for example, your husband passed on, but he had a message like, there's a very important ornament in the living room, I place it in this particular jacket or whatnot. They will come to you and sort of like come and give you this message, and that is the reason why they are still stuck here, to give you this specific message before they cross over. So that is the interactive ghost. Most of the times, like I said, they are very friendly, they are very welcoming, and they are there to comfort a person and also give them a certain message. Okay, number 2, we have the funnel ghost. Okay, so the funnel ghost appears as a blink of light or a portal, a vortex of light, in a sense. So the funnel ghost is often found in old buildings, those buildings that have been there for ages, for years. This could be someone who passed on a very, very, very long time ago, and this person has not crossed over either. So these ones can be a bit tricky, because there are some instances whereby these are very friendly ghosts, and sometimes they're not so friendly. So, but like the tables are equal, 50-50 on both of these types of gold, all of these types of gold, because some can be friendly and some can be very malicious, if I say so myself. So they are mostly spotted in old buildings and whatnot, old homes, places that have been there for a very long time, and one can feel rather cold in their presence. So these are the kind of spirits that show their presence, or rather when they come next to a particular person, you find that you feel very cold, regardless of how hot it is. You just get chills all over your body. For spiritually gifted people, don't confuse this with spirituality and with the spiritual gift and whatnot, because for us people who are spiritually gifted, our temperature changes every minute. Like 1 minute I'll be very hot and the next minute I'll be very cold. But with this one specifically, when this ghost is next to you, you will feel very, very cold. So they are identified by the temperature of the room when they do come and visit. Okay, number 4, they can be caught on camera and video. So here's the thing, which is pretty cool. These ghosts, these spirits, they can be caught on camera, okay, or videos. Meaning what, you could be taking a picture and you could see a silhouette of this ghost, okay, which is actually pretty cool, even though it could be very, very creepy. But it is very easy to spot them if you have an image or a camera. You can just take a picture of a specific spot that you think there could be a ghost, analyze it the next day, and see whether you will see sort of like a distorted image in the background. It could be a distorted image of a person or a distorted shadow of some sort. Number 5, they are mostly attached to objects. They are mostly attached to an object in the home they visit. Okay, so this is where maybe this person passed on in their home, which maybe have been sold to different people over the years and whatnot. But this person, this spirit, is in this house because of this specific object that is in that house. So when that object is moved, then the spirit is also moved as well. Okay, number 3, which is one of my favorites, we have ops. Okay, so ops are, I'll say, they're one of the ghosts that people see a lot. Okay, these are the ones that people see a lot. So how they appear is like they appear as this very small, not really too small, but small transparent balls of light hovering around there. Usually when there is like positive energy around a person, you will see orbs flying around this person, especially in images and videos and whatnot. These spirits are sort of like attracted to positive light energy, and they will come and visit a person when this energy matches the positivity that they may have as spiritual beings. They are mostly seen on photographs and videos and whatnot, and it is often said that they are the souls of humans or animals, and they are able to travel from one place to another. So like I said, they're attracted by a positive energy. So let's say for example today it gets a positive energy from me, so it will be in my house for the day. Then the next day the positive energy is in Cape Town, it will go to that particular place. So they're able to travel to different places and whatnot. But I would say that they are one of the spirits that I'd say and deranged spirits, those spirits that just are lost in a sense. These spirits do not come to me, like they do not seem to be lost or trapped or whatnot into the physical realm, but rather they choose to be here, but they choose to be here as a ray of light for the people that are around it. Okay. And another thing is that they're attracted to positive energy. I already said that, my bad. Okay, so number 4, we have the mystic ghosts. Okay, so these are the ones that are used in most horror movies, especially when people are at like the graveyard in the middle of the night. So these are them. So the mystic ghosts are sort of like ghosts that are sort of like mostly attached to fields, graveyards, battlefields. So they are there, and in a specific time of the night, when they will come like in the form of a fog. There will start being a fog, and what happens is that you will feel very weird. You will shiver, you will feel like your hair is like leaving your body and whatnot, and you will just feel the presence of this energy. And most of the times the energy that they come with is not really positive either. Okay, you could see this ghost, and what happens is sort of like I don't know what they call sao in English. But like you get lost in a sense, or like you get lost, like your mind just drifts, and you could actually find yourself moving to a particular place that you don't even know, all because of this thing, without you being aware of yourself. And by the minute you snap back into your old self, you're in this really, really weird place to begin with, and you're like, what the happened? So they are the kind of ghosts that actually give people that kind of deja vu type of feeling in a sense, but most of the times they are not really good. So in instances whereby a person may encounter this kind of ghost and it gets very close to you, you can end up passing on afterwards. Okay, so it's a very dangerous spirit. It's a bit dangerous. I wouldn't say too dangerous. And number 5, which is the creepiest and most dangerous, is the noisy ghost. Okay, so the noisy ghosts are able to move and knock things over at whatever time they want to, whenever they want to do that, they do it. So these are the ghosts that slams doors, makes noises, they knock on doors, like you just hear a sound as though there's someone who's knocking in the house and there's no one there because you're all alone, but you find out it's actually this particular ghost. They turn the lights on and off, and sometimes you even hear people, like maybe the ghost laughing, like maybe you'd hear the sound of children laughing at a distance, but in the house, so you'd hear the sound of footsteps and whatnot. And that is why they're called noisy ghosts, because they make sounds. And the thing about them is that when they come, let's say for example you move into a new house and it's haunted, so in the beginning it doesn't really start too drastically, like it just starts slowly, it escalates over time. Okay, in the beginning you might just hear like slight footsteps, but they're not too serious. But over time, those things start getting louder, like the ghost starts getting very, very aggressive. And in positive instances, you'd find that it happens for a bit of time and then it just stops for good. But in a very bad instance, this thing just continues to happen over and over again. It gets worse every single time. So these ghosts, they are the ones that cause major disturbances. And another thing about them is that they are mostly harmless, but other times they become very dangerous. This is where they can even knock a person off. You see in ghost movies. There's this movie that I actually enjoyed. It was called Paranormal Activities. It wasn't really a ghost, but most of the things that this ghost will do are similar to what the entity in that house would do to the people. You'd find people being pushed by it, those kind of creepy stuff. I'm not gonna say all of them because it's the middle of the night here and I don't want to have nightmares. Okay, so it's those kind of stuff, né? And also these are the ghosts that can actually possess a person. So if, let's say for example, you are in a house that is haunted by this particular type of ghost, and okay, it will start by scaring you and you decide to stay there, né? Over time it will possess you, and most of the times these are the ghosts that possess the people that are mainly spiritually gifted, né? It could be a young child to an older person who has mediumship or an ancestral gift or a spiritual gift for that matter, né? And what happens is that once it does that, it will try to take over your body, because remember that spiritual beings are not able to fully act in the physical realm, né? But they need a host to do this. So this is the kind of ghost that looks for a host to actually do whatever it is that they want to do. So they will possess a person, whatnot. And most of the times when you find out that this is a spirit or a ghost that it actually attacks people and wants to possess people, an exorcism is needed. Even though yes, exorcisms are mostly done on demonic possessions and whatnot, but also with this kind of ghosts, they are needed completely. Okay, but how do you get rid of ghosts? Okay, one thing I can tell you guys is that you need to cleanse your aura. You need to cleanse your aura. And if you find out, okay, this is a place, my lord, okay, this house is haunted, you either leave the house or get a priest to come and pray over that particular place, a priest or a prophet or whatnot to come and pray over this particular place. And if you find out it's one of those very dangerous ghosts that can actually attack people, an exorcism will be needed, which is similar to when a demonic possession is occurring. Okay, so you just need to check the place, cleanse the aura, cleanse the house, and just make sure that no one died in that house. Like, honestly speaking, just do researches on a house before you buy it, just to make sure no one died there. And if someone died there, just don't go there. Like, honestly speaking, don't go there. Because honestly speaking, by the time you get rid of a ghost, I feel like you'd have went through a lot, and stuff like that can be very traumatizing. I understand that Rina Putaki is like South African black people who are very spiritual will be like, nah, because of what we encounter as us, but it's still a very traumatic thing to experience. Anywho, this is it. Next time I'll be talking about different types of spirits, and after that I will be talking about demons, types of demons and whatnot, so you guys can understand the different types of spirits, ghosts and demons that are active around us. Thank you all guys for watching. I hope you have a beautiful one. Tokozani. Bye bye. Madlozi yakhuluma nawe, idlozi liyabuma.